Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be talking about my top 10 worst or least favourite level buildings in Simpsons tapped out. So of course the levels have wrapped up, so I decided to do this. It decided appropriate to do. I have done a ranked. Did I do a ranked buildings? I don't think I did. I did a ranked levels, I know that, and then obviously I did the top 10 levels. I don't think I've never done anything about the building specifically in the levels. I mean, I've done top 10 buildings before. But of course, this one is the top 10 worst buildings that are happened, that were released in a level. Now, I've gone off a sort of past 20 or 25 and past sort of rule. Anything before that, I don't really consider. Mainly because, the main reason is because, you know, there was a lot of sort of, a lot of buildings that needed to be added, you know, before level 25. I felt like after level 25, you know, it started to get a bit more challenging, and that's why I'm just going to sort of give them credit, because it's really hard for me to rate, you know, the school and the nuclear power plant and all that, because those buildings we just see like regularly in the Simpsons. I don't think they should really, because then they would just be, you know, they'd just be much higher than the other ones. So these are the buildings that I thought that maybe either there's the main reasons for me actually putting these buildings as worst buildings. I have to say, none of the buildings I truly hate, like to the point where I don't like them in my town. I like all the buildings, most of the buildings in Tapped Out I like. There's just a few things that these buildings had that I thought was a bit annoying. Now, this can come down to the size, the price, the characters it came with, or the characters it didn't come with. It could also come down to the sort of, you know, if it was appropriate for that level, and also, I guess that's it. Also, how many sort of buildings are already in the game which are like that. There's one where but anyway, moving on. So number 10, this is probably quite a surprising one for some, is actually I've put Planet Hype as number 10. Now, the reason I don't like Planet Hype all too much is because, and this is a kind of a bit of a weird reason, and it may be one that the Tapped Out editors had no control over, but it's the fact it didn't come with Troy McClure. It would have been perfect to come with Troy McClure as a building that he's been seen at before, and it kind of makes sense because it's this place that a lot of celebrities go to, and of course he's always been seen as, it's a movie themed restaurant, and he's always seen as a sort of like a movie sort of not critic, but he's like a commentator for movies, isn't he? And of course it kind of it was a bit annoying that he wasn't included at Planet Hype. It was actually called Planet Springfield as well for a bit, which is another reason maybe they could have added maybe not a different costume, but like maybe some sort of reference to that, because it was called Planet Springfield. You know, I mean, it's not like it's a bad building. It is a good building. It is premium, which is kind of annoying because it's probably the most recognisable building from the Squid Paw, at least in my opinion anyway. Apart from the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman was also quite a memorable one, but this is quite a memorable one as well, I want to say. You know, it's been in 2 episodes, and it's been, obviously, it was in Hit and Run, and that's the main sort of area I get it from. It's from Hit and Run, because I remember it was such a cool looking building. And, you know, I was just kind of a bit annoyed it didn't come with Troy McClure. Now, you know, it may not have anything to do with the editors themselves. It's something to do with the whole Phil Hartman situation. But you know, I mean, I've got to put some buildings on this list, and like, you know, I can't give them a pass for something like that. Well, I should really, but it's quite a hard list to make, trust me. I struggle making this list. Moving on, number 9 is actually the Springfield Museum. Now, the reason I've put the Springfield Museum as number 9 is, first of all, it came with Malloy. It was a bit of a weird level. It wasn't sort of relevant all too much with and plus Malloy's a really, really obscure character. He's only been in like 2 episodes or something like that, and you know, he had the one sort of focus episode, and that was it. That was his character done with, really, after that one focus episode. And it was the same with was it Gina who also came with him? I don't remember her name. But you know, we got the Springfield Museum, and it just looks so much like the Springfield Natural History Museum. It looks nearly identical, apart from the fact that it's sort of like a cream colour and this one's a white colour. Kind of annoyed me, the fact that both of these, I mean, it's alright to add them both in, but there was so much other stuff that they could have done for that level, so much more interesting stuff, but they had to add basically a near enough carbon copy of a previous building, and they added an obscure character with it. Not the best of reasoning, but again, like I said, it's kind of hard to make this. I mean, the top five, the top three are buildings I really have a hate for, if you know what I mean. But the rest of them are, they kind of get a little bit of a pass. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Number 8 is actually Kbbl. I want to just say, I forgot to mention it in my last video, and I forgot to mention it at the start actually. I'm including friend prizes, buildings, friend prizes, and also characters that are friend prizes, mainly because they used to come out with the levels. Every time there was a level, they never added the friend prizes in without adding a level in. Even when the friend prizes got introduced, they added a level with it, a level by its side. And of course, they obviously had like 10 prizes there. The first 10 prizes, the first 5, was it 5 prizes? I can't remember. But basically, what I'm saying is, anything that was added with any of the friend prizes, I count them as level buildings as well, because they always come with the levels. So they used to come with the levels. They're not going to do it anymore. But yeah. So I've included Kbbl, and I do like the building overall. It didn't come with Bill and Marty, which kind of pisses me off. Also, I think the size is a bit off. I feel it should be a tad bigger. But that's really it. It's not loads. But the problem with Bill and Marty now is they've got nothing to come with, basically. I mean, they can come with decoration, or they can come as their own characters, and it's likely they're just going to come as their own characters. But the Kbbl would have been such a perfect building for them to come with. There wasn't anything more perfect than that, because that was literally all they were known for. It's kind of a bit like adding the school on its own and then just adding Skinner as his own character. It's a bit like that. It feels a bit cheated in a way, and that's why if they were to add, the school without Skinner, pretty sure people would be a bit annoyed at that, because it doesn't really make sense. It makes sense. I felt the same for Kbbl. I felt like, that was always a great idea. I was like, they're definitely going to do that, and they didn't for some reason. And Kbbl's it didn't really have that much significance, or at least I don't think it did. I mean, it does now. It's pretty cool, because you can obviously play it like shows, just like the Channel 6 and the movie for the driving theatre. But, like, to me, it just doesn't seem all too significant. And of course, you hear it on the radio a lot in the you actually hear the radio itself a lot in the Simpsons universe. You don't actually see the building all too much, but you do see the actual radio, the actual radio from Bill and Marty. And yeah, anyway, moving on. Number 7 is actually Powell Motors. Now again, when Powell Motors came out, the level came out, you guys, if you remember when I watched that, I was really, really annoyed with the scale of the Powell Motors. To me, it feels so much bigger, and it's one of these weird ones, because it's like the mall. The mall, I feel like the mall was too small. I feel like this is way, way too small, because it looks so big in the Simpsons. It looks so massive, and I was expecting something pretty big, not something too big, like Colossus, where it wouldn't fit in, but it needed to be a few more squares bigger. When I say square, the little tiny squares, it needed to be more. I feel it can need to be a bit bigger. Bit of a petty reason, I know, but that's just what I feel like. Also, it was a bit annoying. It was premium. Herb. Well, I say that, but I guess it makes sense, because Herb is not like a big character, but it is one of the Simpsons still. I feel he is still a Simpsons character. He's still related to Homer. So it's nice to get all the Simpsons characters, sort of free of charge. If you know what I mean. But yeah, it's nothing much more, it's just the scale, really. Number 6 is actually Gold Navy. I felt like Gold Navy, well, it wasn't really relevant to Janie. I mean, it was in a way, I guess, because Janie's a hard character to sort of, to sort of add a building with, and I get that. But again, it comes down to this, like, Bill and Marty didn't come with Kbbl when it was so perfect for them to come with Kbbl, but then they had Janie with the Gold Navy, and although it is, I guess it would make sense that she would shop there. She's never been seen there, and Gold Navy itself is a background building. It's not really that significant of a building. So yeah, that's why I was kind of annoyed because they sort of made it a main focus building when it's a background building, and it would have been okay for it to just come, with the Janie level. I would have been happy with it coming with the Janie level as like a side building that you could buy for cash or donuts, and then there's like a few tasks with it, where she like goes to a shop there, because that's creative, and I'm okay with it. I'm not entirely, but there again, though, like I said, Janie is a hard character to actually fit into a building. So I guess, you know, it's not all bad that they added her with Gold Navy. Number 5 is actually it's actually quite surprising because it was on Apperson or Apperson. Apperson. It's just. I mean, I'm gonna stick with Apperson. Apperson actually put La Mansion de Cherie, whatever the heck it's called, the mansion, the mansion that Bella's from, I'm gonna say, actually put it on the list. So it's one of the favourites. So the problem is, I don't like it, and it comes down to the scale, just like Powell Motors. Yeah, Powell Motors. I feel it's too small. It is a bit small. I feel like again in the show it seems so much bigger. You know, it's meant to be a mansion. I was expecting it to be the size of like Mr. Burns' mansion, honestly, or something similar, maybe a bit smaller than that. But I was expecting it to be like that in a way because it's a mansion. You know, is it a brothel? Well, it's more of just a saucy. I kind of get the impression it was a brothel, but they weren't trying to make it so obvious it was a brothel. But well, yeah, it is. It's I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like it was a bit bigger. Also, I mean, well, actually, no, I can't really say anything about the character. You know, it came with a perfect character. There was no one more perfect than Bella to come with. So I guess my only issue with it is the size, and it did kind of annoy me, the size of it. Anyway, moving on. Number 4 is actually Bloodbath and Beyond. Now, it's kind of irrelevant now, but I really wanted Bloodbath and Beyond to come with Raphael. Because honestly, the Googleplex Theatre, it's okay because Raphael was seen there, but literally if you watch the cameo or the episode he's seen there, he's like briefly there for, and there's like he's there for 5 seconds. Bloodbath and Beyond, Raphael was seen there twice. One when he's selling a gun to Homer, and 2 when there's like a little gag with, I think that's a wig or something. But it's seen twice in the show, and he's seen twice working there, and it's obvious he's an employee. There's hints that he might actually own the place. He does own a Pest Buy as well, which is in Shelbyville. He owns quite a lot, and he works in quite a lot of places. There was also the apartments that he actually works and lives in, so they could have added him with that. Raphael's one of those characters, a bit like the Squeaky Voice teen. It was a bit weird that they never added a Squeaky Voice teen with anything, because he works in so many places, yet they add him as his own character. I feel that's the same with Mole Man, actually. Mole Man works in so many different places, yet they added him on his own. So it's okay that Raphael actually got added with something, I guess, but I feel like Bloodbath and Beyond would have been a more perfect building. Also, they didn't really do anything with it. They just kind of thrown it in there as a friend prize. It kind of annoyed me that they didn't do anything with it, because it's not a major building, but it's a building that I personally thought was pretty cool, pretty interesting. With obviously you know, obviously there's a lot of issues with guns in America, and they could have done some storyline with that, you know, done some comedy with it, made it pretty funny. I know there was a few quest lines with it, but they could have done for something else, and it would have been better if they implicated Raphael. Even if he wasn't added with it, I would have wanted the building's quest line to be implicated with Raphael. Anyway, moving on. Number 3 is actually Camp Crusty. Now, I've talked about this before. I don't like the building so much because the building had the potential to come with a lot of kids. Like, there's so many kids who go to Camp Crusty. It could have come with any of them, and it would have been such a perfect thing, because it wouldn't have really mattered which one it came with, as long as it came with one. You know, there's Richard, there's Wendell, there's Lewis. Obviously, before, when this decided, there was Dolph and Jimbo as well, who it could have come with. That was before, obviously came up before they came out. Yeah, they didn't. They added basically Camp Bar, or is it? Yeah, I think it's Camp Bar, which is just a really generic costume, and it annoyed me. Also, the actual thing itself was 200 donuts, way overpriced. For what it was definitely overpriced. So I was kind of annoyed with that. I mean, there's nothing really much more to say about it. I've talked about it a lot before, so yeah. Anyway, moving on. Number 2 is actually the Worcester Hotel. Now, at first I wasn't too bothered about this because I was so happy to get Declan Desmond, but looking back, there were so many other better buildings that he could have come with. Burns' Summer Mansion was one. He was seen there, obviously recording. You know, he kind of hidden there, and he was recording all Burns' secrets, activities, and all that. Perfect building to add him with. Yeah, they didn't. I was like, all right then, that's okay. You know, they added him with the Worcester Hotel. Worcester Hotel, seen once, seen as a quick thing, and Declan Desmond had nothing to do with it. He wasn't even in the same episode. And you know, in a sense, I wasn't really too bothered about it at first. And you know, looking back at it, I guess it is a bit annoying that he didn't come with a building that was sort of more related to, you know, either something that he's been seeing or something that he's quite familiar with. And actually, looking back, there was a reality TV show studio that he was seen at, which he could have come with. I think there was another building, but I forgot about it. But yeah, so there was 2 buildings there. The Summer Mansion would have been one, and the reality TV show studio would have been another. 2 more perfect buildings that could have come with it. The end of the Worcesterfield Hotel. The Worcesterfield Hotel itself, it doesn't actually have much significance. I'm just trying to look now exactly who was seen in it, if I can look. But you know, it's not the best of buildings for common. I think overall it's a pretty cool looking building, but we had so many hotels before. So yeah, the episode it's seen in is one called Double Boy in Trouble, and literally the gag was it was a hotel in Springfield. It was owned by the elite Worcesterfield family. Lenny held a party there for all of his friends after he won the lottery. And that was it. That was literally it. It was a quick sort of little look. You know, we saw the outside of it, and it was just a really random building to throw with Declan Desmond. But yeah. So I guess that's why it's my number 2. It's kind of coming down to the character it came with. But my number 1 spot, can we have that drum roll? I've put the recent premium building, Duff Gardens. Why have I put Duff Gardens? Well, where do I start? Right, first of all, the size. Not at all. I'm not happy with the size whatsoever. Now, I didn't mention the fact that you can actually get more things for it. You can get the flippity floppity, is it beer cans or whatever, or beer glasses on top of the pyramid thing. You can get that, which is okay, I guess. You can get the beer fountain, which is okay, I guess. And you can get obviously those little crappy robot things that are in the beer. Actually, I say they're not crappy. They're pretty cool, and it's pretty cool how you get them. You know, sending the sort of background characters to go make them, I guess. The issue I have with it is, first of all, it was done as a Guilds offer, which was really strange. Which I mean, well, it wasn't strange, but the fact it was a level building was strange. Second of all, like I said, well, the size. No, it needs to be way bigger. I mean, I'm okay with them including, you know, separate parts, but I feel like if they were going to do that, they needed to make it bigger. Because they've literally just added the entrance, one of the attractions, and, well, 2 of the attractions, and some robots. That's all they've added, some decorations. Thirdly, the prize it comes with is not, I mean, it's okay, you know, it makes sense, because obviously that is a state that Lisa was in when she fell in the river or whatever, she fell in the alcohol. I get it, it relates to the Duff Gardens, sorry. However, what happened to the 7 Duffs? The 7 Duffs are such, you know, they're not very big characters, and I get that, but this would have been perfect. They could have made it quite expensive. This is an idea that a lot of people on Reddit had, and a lot of people liked, and a lot of people wanted to see in the game, is, although it would have been expensive, the Duff Gardens, huge, big, maybe you can build it your own, maybe you can build your own Duff Gardens, you can build it, and it would have been cool. But then you get all 7 Duffs. Maybe it was something stupid like 300, 400 donuts. Honestly, wouldn't care. It would have been cool just to have all 7 Duffs, all with tasks, probably similar tasks, but it would have been alright. And it would have been such a cool building to slap down in your town. It would have been really cool, you know, a really cool attraction. Could have come into Crusty Land as well, that would have been even better. However, they didn't. They made it some really bad little prize at the end you got. At the end of all the levels, and it feels like a disappointment. It kind of feels a bit of a letdown. I didn't like level 60 all too much. I was happy to get Raphael's the last character. I thought that was okay, of course, because he's quite a big character they haven't added. But the thing that annoyed me is the premium, because the premium stuff's usually better than the cash stuff, but in this instance it wasn't. It was worse. So yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, that's my sort of little rant on the Duff Gardens. I wasn't happy with the Duff Gardens whatsoever. Yeah. So anyway, what's planned now? Well, next I'm going to be doing my top 10 best characters, level characters, and top 10 worst level characters. Sorry this video is a bit long. It is very long. I'm also going to be doing... I don't want to do decorations because I think it will be too hard, but I will be doing, when Halloween comes along, we'll be doing the top 10 best Halloween buildings and top 10 worst Halloween buildings. I won't probably do the Christmas one. I'll probably leave that for a year before I do the Christmas one again, because I did it last year. But yeah, I could do, actually what I might do is the top 10 I'll do that. Top 10 superhero buildings and top 10 worst superhero buildings. Be doing that when the event's sort of closing, and when they do the same with the characters as well, because I want to sort of touch on that now. We've had 2 events with it. It's quite big and there's quite a lot of stuff to touch on. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.